Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. I'm going to just give you a couple quick tips on using text in Silhouette software for any machine you have. So you can see right here that I have the name Arial and it's vertically, right? And you're wondering, well, how does that happen? All you have to do is come over to the text tool on the left and then click and start typing in your text. And I'm going to make mine larger so you can see it. So I click off and click back on so I get all the little boxes and I can make it much larger. And sometimes, let me interrupt for just 1 second. Some of you say, hey Patty Ann, how come there's nothing in my text? There's only a line around it. What's wrong with my text? Well, there's actually nothing wrong with your text. What it is you have no fill color. So if you come up here to this little swatch right up here, I'm going to change its color to, I'll change it to, you know what? I'll change it the color of her fins or whatever. So I'm going to click here, click on the eyedropper, and then come down here and click on her dress or her fins. And that's the color that's going to be. Now it didn't change yet, but that's because I don't have this text selected. So I need to do that again. Come up here to the text, or not to the text, to the swatch for color. Grab the eyedropper and then bring that eyedropper down here on her fins and it changes the color just like that. Now let me zoom in really closely because I don't know if you can tell, but there is a red line around this too, or a line around it. I guess it may not be red because the line, yeah, it's red because the line color has been chosen to red. I can go ahead and click on the line color right up here. And I can either change it to another color or change it to transparent right here. And I'm going to change it to transparent. Okay, so now you're wondering, well, yes, again, but how in the world do I make this text, rather than being horizontally, be vertically? Again, all you have to do is double click in here to get the text editing box back. And you know that you have that when there's a green box around everything. And all I'm going to do is come over here to the far right of the box, click on this, whoopsie, and grab this little bar here and shove it in. And when I do that, do you notice what's happening to all those letters? They're being pushed one underneath of another, just like that. So let me scroll in further so you can see more. Okay, but you're thinking, okay, that looks fine, but they're not aligned very nicely. This E's too far over and they're not lined up well. All you have to do is grab them all again and come up here to right here. Here are the text editings that I can do. I can make it bold, italicize, underline it, and this is how I can change how it's aligned. So I'm going to align it center, and that moves everything over and everything is just centered beautifully. So that's it. That's just 2 quick tips. If your text comes in and there's no color on it but there's just a line around it, come up here, highlight the text, come up here to the color swatch and change it to a color. If you want your text to be vertically instead of horizontally, again, you will just take, oh, let me undo. I'm hitting Control Z on my keyboard to undo. Can you see how it's undo? Okay, so now, well, let's keep going. Control Z, it keeps undoing. So I want to get, okay, here we are, back to this. So the way that we change this text so that it's no longer horizontal but rather vertical, we just take this little, grab the arrow up here and take this little bar and swish it in until I have each letter on its own line. There we go. And then I can just bring it up. And as I mentioned before, they're not aligned the way I would want them to be. So I would just highlight them all and come up here. This is the text alignment. Right now it's aligned left. It can be aligned center. It can be aligned right. Or it can be justified full. And we probably won't use that much here. But I'm going to align center now. And now everything's aligned beautifully center. If I want this to match the color of her hair, I can come up here again to the color swatch, grab it, grab the eyedropper, click her hair, and everything changes to the color of her hair. So that's pretty much it for the tip for today. Thanks for joining me. Hey, if you're interested to learn more about this, join our Patreon group, patreon.com/PattyAnn. It's only $5 a month, and you get 4 or 5 hour-long classes each month. I have a whole list of them already lined up through the beginning of August. So join us. It's less than $1 a week. Thanks. Bye.